What is happening? AJ Gamer Dude here, and we're going to be talking about, at least I'm going to be talking about the shows that I'm going to be watching for spring 2024, specifically for the spring 2024 anime season. You can kind of see on the screen right now, like I've got my anime list up, and it's sorted out in sort of more popular order, but I'm specifically just going to talk about only the shows that I'm going to be watching. And this season definitely feels like it's going to be a season of sequels. In fact, they're all actually sequels, and there's actually no original shows at all in here, which is pretty insane to think about, because I normally like to see some original shows, but normally I prioritize like the extra, like the next season of whatever show I have previously watched, because I never like dropping shows or leaving behind shows, especially I think when that happened with Attack on Titan. But I digress. Let's kind of move on with the first one, which is Konosuba Season 3. It's been so long since we got Season 2, and even then, we did get a movie. We've gotten 2 Konosuba movies. We also got the Konosuba spin-off. We've got 2 seasons of Konosuba, and then this is going to be the 3rd, so the animation is going to be great. I'm pretty sure it's going to actually be quite funny, because Konosuba has always been pretty funny. I feel like the prequel spin-off with Megumin was okay in terms of funny. Actually, no, it was actually pretty good. Forget that, because it's been a while since I actually remember watching it. But it wasn't actually that long ago that it aired. I think it was just last year anyways. But yeah, very excited to jump into this series. The only series... Actually, no. This isn't the only one. This is one of 2 isekai series that I would actually not mind watching. But the fact that what made this show really hilarious was the fact that it won Best Isekai despite it, from the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, despite it being a parody of isekai. So somehow that makes isekai an even bigger joke than it has any reason to be as a concept. And there's still a ton of them this season, but it is what it is. We can only really do so much if the market is clamoring for more slop, but this is the quality type of slop, which is good to know. Now, in terms of actually talking about slop and other things rather, we have the Demon Slayer. Which season is this now? We had the first season, second season. No, actually, we had season 1. Then we had the movie Mugen Rensha. Then we had season 2, which was in the entertainment district. Then we had season 3, which was at the Swordsmith Village arc. Now we have season 4. So this is actually the 4th season of... which is effectively Hashira training arc, from what I know of it. I don't know what else there is to really sort of say about it. I haven't read ahead. I haven't looked up any information about it, and I'd rather keep it that way, just because I'm kind of excited to see where this goes. Again, the story isn't going to be anything special. I just hope to see more characters talking to each other and me just being relatively entertained. It's just a battle shonen series. Unfortunately, we won't be getting anything as good as Gintama in terms of like quality writing, comedy, jokes, characterizations, and things like that. Though I think Konosuba hopefully will fit that niche a little bit more adequately, so it's just going to be a bit more of just fights looking pretty cool and junk that I'm just going to be hoping for from this season. But again, it's a training arc, so this is probably going to be a lull before another big battle happens or something along those lines. But that's just kind of me just extrapolating the formula of like what a battle shonen pretty much is. Moving on from that though to these other... the second of 2 isekai that I don't mind watching whatsoever is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. This is the 3rd season. So season 1 was like main character gets turned into a slime, exists in the world, kind of is more of a slice of life, slowly becomes like a stronger creature by consuming others, makes a village, and then starts running that village as almost like the sort of head season 2 has to make some surprisingly difficult decisions, and it does take a much darker path than I think I could have honestly expected, and that was quite entertaining. Quite a turn, quite a lurch, but it wasn't all that, like, it didn't hurt the show. In fact, it actually helped it feel so much better to watch. So now we have season 3. How is it going to jump off from some of the characters that we've seen earlier on? Especially this character down here. I'm not going to say much about her, but it's going to be fascinating to see how that goes. So yeah, I'm actually quite excited to watch this show alongside, again, Konosuba as well. The only isekai that I think are actually genuinely good that I can say without joking or making... yeah, it's pretty much without making jokes to the expense of the show or anything else in between. Without hyperbole, I can say that these two are actually genuinely good shows. Hopefully that quality remains there. Speaking of battle shonens, man, I should have just grouped them up. I should have been like Konosuba Season 3, then Slime Season 3, then Demon Slayer Season 4, and then My Hero Season 7, just so it's kind of like together. My Hero Season 7. I'm excited for this one. Do I have any reason to be? No, not really. I just kind of want the show to end, to be completely honest. I think it's just getting additional seasons because it's incredibly popular. I think that's all it really came down to. The show is incredibly popular. They're going to make another season. Hopefully it looks good. Is it still by Bones, I think? Is Bones still doing it? Yeah, Bones is still the studio for, and that's going to be animating it, so okay, that's cool. Is it going to touch on more of My Villain Academia? I don't know. Is it going to... from what I know, there isn't much more material left to adapt, so again, interesting to see what they're going to be doing here. I'm going into this going with as little information as possible. Ideally, I want to be surprised, but I don't think I will be, because season 2 was still like sort of the peak of the show. Season 6 I was at least hoping to be better, and it wasn't, so maybe like the best of the show has now since passed, and it's just kind of gonna go into not obscure, but like dwell in sort of mediocrity of like it just being a relatively good show rather than something great or excellent. But again, it's a battle shonen, so it's kind of like leaning more, this is the point where it's kind of leaning more into the sort of conclusive finale, like building up to that finale effectively. At least that's what I think it's going to be. Again, I'm just guessing at the moment. With that being said though, Date A Live Season 5, I am shocked and surprised that this show is even getting a Season 5. Season 1 happened, I was like, cool, I really like this show, and this was the series that made me want to learn Japanese, which is what I actually went and did. Season 1 released, I was like, cool, I like this show, it's really entertaining, the OVA is great, it's very entertaining. Then a year later we got Season 2, 10 episodes, lower quality pretty much across the board, but it was still like, okay, this is okay. And then the Season 2 OVA was just one of the 8 10 out of 10s I've ever given on my anime list, even though I've got like over, at this point, 700 shows on there. I've only given 8 or 9 10 out of 10s, and Season 2's OVA was one of them. Then so much later we got Season 3, Season 4, which I'm surprised that we even got them at all, and now Season 5 is going to be happening. So either we're pretty much nearing the end of the series at this point. Similar to like My Hero Season 7, Date A Live Season 5 is very much near the end of the series. So either Season 5 is going to end the series, or they're going to do 2 movies to end the series, or they could do Season 5 and then Season 6 and then end the story at 6. Not sure what, again, the plan is going to be, but again, we know that it's close to the end of the series, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be introduced to maybe 1 or 2 more spirits until the end of the series. But I feel like we've kind of got a wide spectrum of characters that the main character already has to deal with. So yeah, I think you've pretty much got as much variety as you can out of like what all of the main cast is like, or all of the main girls rather. With that being said though, another show getting a 3rd season is Yuru Camp, which I'm very excited for. This is going to be a great show. It always has been a great show. It's just a really entertaining, warm feeling to watch. I say warm feeling, it just makes you smile. It's like a happy show that's incredibly positive. And if it doesn't leave you smiling by the end from like all of the wholesomeness, then I don't know what will. It's similar to something like Non Non Byori, which I've like 2 shows like this and Non Non Byori that are like so high in quality for like that sort of Iyashike style slice of life series of like just people doing stuff and just being like, this is nice to watch. There isn't a lot going on. A lot of people are going to think that the show's incredibly boring, but the animation, the art is also incredibly high quality. The writing, it's just everything put together is so inherently entertaining for what it is, and it excels at it and makes it far more entertaining than I feel like it has any reason to be. It's going to be great to see Rin again. It's going to be great to see Nadeshiko, all of the other characters. Like, I mean, I think maybe later on this week, in relation to Yuru Camp, I'm probably going to play a couple of the Yuru Camp VR games that I actually have on my PSVR that is just really entertaining. It's just, even that is just entertaining as well. Like, it's just not very long. And a lot of sort of like in-jokiness, and it's such a good series. I feel like all of the series that I'm watching this season are all just really stuff that I like, or really entertaining, with the exception of, I think, the battle shonens. I think the 2 battle shonens are the only reason why I'm not too into this season. But there are some just really good shows that are actually coming out that I'm very excited to jump into and watch. Now, I did say that it was going to be the season of sequels and things like that. There is actually one show that I'm going to be watching that is an original, or not really original, but like is actually starting off, is Kaijuu No.8. Yeah, so I've heard about this. I've heard good things about Kaijuu No.8, so I'm actually quite excited to jump into this series. Similar along the lines of how I heard good things about Chainsaw Man, sat down and watched that, and I was thoroughly entertained. It was a good show. I had a great time. Kaijuu No.8, I am hearing just as not as many good things, but the comments about how good it is seems to be about as much. So that'll certainly be something that I'm going to be looking at. Hopefully it's not going to be, it feels like it's going to, it's storytelling and enemies, and the idea on how it's being portrayed seems to be similar to that of Attack on Titan. I hope it's not too similar, but hopefully like you know, it'll be just as good, if not better. Fingers crossed. That's just kind of me being hopeful, and that is kind of what I'm going to be watching for this anime season for spring of 2024. Let me know what you guys are going to be watching during the season. Let me know about any of the shows that I'm going to be watching. What do you think? What are your thoughts about those shows, at least like prior to whatever the season we're currently at, given that they're all kind of like sequel seasons? And like the video. I want my videos to go out to more people, so please subscribe to the channel, aiming for 200 subs by the end of the year, and hopefully more anime fans will also kind of, you know, watch this channel a little bit more as well, because I do talk about anime sometimes as well. It's not just, you know, kind of depressing gaming news. But with all that said and done, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.